This is Corbett Cummins from Where the Funny Matters on the KEXP blog. I'm interviewing illustrious parts of Laff Hole from the People's Republic of Comedy. The best of Laff Hole is playing in a little bit on the Vera Project stage. And right now I have Randy Leakey, I have Derek Sheen, Emma Montgomery, and Dan Carroll. How you doing, guys?
Fantastic.
Good. Very good.
Hello.
So one of the things I want to talk to you guys about is your the People's Republic Comedy is expanding all over the place right now. You have shows in New York, you have shows in Los Angeles. What do you guys think about your world domination? Emmett Montgomery.
I think it's kind of neat. It went from just four guys who I remember getting drunk at Scott Moran's house, setting arrows on fire, and that's pretty much how we used to book comedy shows. And now we actually have large meetings and Google groups and stuff, and it's not just one show; it's dozens, or less than that. But there's a lot of shows out there, and it's great. It's fun to see what sort of community we built and how it is slowly seeping all over the country.
Excellent. And Randy, you started off in Seattle, and now you're doing comedy in Los Angeles. Do I have it correctly? You're also a filmographer?
We need my reaction to what's happening, so I'm just keeping that. Well, I did a lot of comedy in Seattle, but I never lived there. I never lived here. Now I live in Los Angeles.
And it's was it through sort of People's Republic Comedy that you were sort of able to make that transition to being an LA comedian?
I think so. Because I was living in Central Oregon, and there's no funny people that live there, and so I would have to drive to places where those people lived, and so they took me in, and I did a lot of shows with them, and
we kind of fell in love with Randy, and it was really nice to see him go from just doing 5 minutes at one of our smaller shows to ending up headlining Laff Hole and going on that. And it was fun. It for a while, for a few months, it felt like he actually lived in Seattle because we always had to see him all the damn time. But it's great how it just sort of we can rope people into our family. So
Yeah, you lived in a place with a lot of ice when it was cold. Yeah, it was crazy. It was actually, he did a show at a club where we drove to the club and there was no snow or ice, and then I turned right and my car skidded for about 1.5 miles. It was like, how did that happen? I remember you were in the car and you were like, look, we're going to be just fine, and you don't need chains. Yeah.
So you almost died for Randy's comedy.
He just lived in a shitty place.
it was for.
That's all. That's really all.
He almost died for $100.
Yeah, for $100. Which is the value of my organs, actually.
So Derek, and now you're going down to LA for a show. Do you know who you're performing with?
No, we're just going to go down. We're going to do a little tour and drive down from here to Portland to California. Just call our friends and see what we.
Oh, so you're booking like a sort of like a West Coast tour thing?
I wouldn't call it a West Coast tour. We're just going to call our friends and see if we can sleep on their floor and do comedy, and just get out of Seattle while it gets crappy. But we're not doing Randy's show because it's going to be booked. It's a lot of famous people.
When are you going down?
I have no idea. It's going to be booked though.
You guys can figure that later.
It's,
So Dan Carroll, you've been around the comedy scene for a while and founding member of People's Republic Comedy. What do you think of the expanding world dominationness?
I really feel like I'm starting to stretch myself a little thin. I can only book shows in so many cities, every week, and still write. Can I get a?
I just want to get one of these cups.
All right. It's good. The exposure's nice. Well, I think my parents are pretty proud, but, screw them. What have they done for me?
Words to live by. Thank you, Daniel. You guys have anything else you want to say for KEXP or the audience of comedy out there?
I think it is really important to say how important the audience is, and if you haven't experienced live comedy, please check it out. It's like a guy with a microphone on the stage is hugging your heart.
Excellent. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great.
That was awesome. I love you guys.
I like the poster right behind you too.
Funicula. I wrote that. It was originally called Bunsen Burner.